Hello everyone and welcome to Choose Your Lane, a ForeverWena series. My name is PD Jokes and I'm your host, and this is the talk from parent to parent. Today we'll be talking about the joys and challenges of raising children in this evolving world of ours. I would like to thank you guys for your continued support. The engagement has been superb in the last couple of weeks, so upload some data, share the link with your friends so that they can know and be part of the conversation. I also want to know from you, we are testing to protect yena, ForeverWena. From guys. Now it's time to meet our people.
Hello everybody, my name is Richard and I am the father of two daughters.
Hi, igama lami ngingunhlanhla wakamtshali kamkhasi kanti nginabantwana abane.
Hi, my name is Makosazana Msimango. I'm a mother to a 12-year-old daughter.
Hi, my name is Ongi. I am a mother to a 15-year-old son.
Hello everybody, my name is Beth. I'm mother of one boy, 23 years old.
Molweni, igama lami nguNoncedwa kwaXinwa ndineminyaka eyi-14 ndinabantwana abayi-2, boy and girl. Thank you.
Let me remind you of how this thing goes. I'm going to say a statement. If you agree, lane 1. If you're neutral, lane 2. If you disagree, lane 3. Now, Lapukaya, you can partake. Now, here's your first statement. I'm open to having the sex talk with my kids from a young age. It's time to choose your lane. Interesting. My sister, it's very lonely at the top. Tell us why you are on the disagree lane.
I think being a lady, especially being a single mother, sometimes it's tough to open up, especially with a boy child. And my fear has also always been exposing him to things about sex, because I've always felt like he was too young at some age. So I didn't quite introduce him to sex at some early age, the topic about sex at an early age. So I disagree that it's good to introduce your children to sex talk at an early age.
As I was raised by a single parent, not talking about sex at all because it was a taboo. At home when you come, even that word sex, it was something else. And I wish when I grew up having a child in the early age, I wish I had someone who could talk to me and say, Ntanam, please don't do this. Yeah. Because the only talk that we had at home, it was, don't have sex because we have kids. But after kids, what happens? Because that rules your future and everything. So that's why I'm saying I am open.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. So I also grew up in a home where sex talk was a taboo, if that's the word, where we were not speaking about that. I'm coming from a very religious family. I think that had I had a conversation with my mother about sex early in my life, when I was 16, I was not going to be a mother.
I would agree to have the talk very early when they're young, because a young child, even 6 years old, it's information for them. It's nothing about any sexuality or that, and that information can protect that child because you are teaching the child something to say
to be responsible.
What an uncle or a neighbor or somebody does to you would be inappropriate. So it's information for them to protect them. I think it's very important to talk about it from a young age, and you have to have that talk more than once to them.
Like how young do you start talking to them?
I spoke to my daughter about sex when she was about 7 years old. So what I did is, when I first had the conversation with her, I sort of skimmed it at the top. And every year I sort of unpeel a level according to their age. But in the beginning, I just mainly focused on the basics, how children are made and what boys have and what girls have. And then the other years I started like going into detail into the biology of sex and things like that. So you could think about a perspective where you speak about it in levels.
But I think it's much easier when you're a mother to a girl than when you're a mother to a boy.
I don't think
so. I actually think so.
It's about perspective, I think.
I think so.
What do you think?
Yazi kona kunzima ukuthini ukuba open kubantwana about sex.
Yeah.
Kodwa ngiyena afuna ukuthi njengomuntu okhule ngaphandle kwabazali. So kube nzima ukuthi nifumane ulwazi olungcono according sex and another things.
Yeah.
So I decided ukuthi kubantwana bami ndibafundise or no matter ningangeni deep. It was not easy. So I started to tell my boy, it was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I tried to teach him ukuthi okay ma uqala ukwenza ulento ujola you must be careful because phandle kunama SIT kuna HIVs and etc etc.
I also agree. I think for me, an appropriate age would be 8. I am a victim of rape, and I was raped when I was 9, and I did not know what was going on. I kept it to myself for a very long time because, excuse me, because I thought it was embarrassing. And it's something that we never spoke about at home. So it was hard to introduce such a conversation. And had I known, I would have been helped way sooner.
At the age of 8 years, that's appropriate. Because now these kids, guys, they've got gadgets, they've got phones. They are introduced to these things. It's better if they hear it from their parents other than hearing from Abang and Babu. Because when they're hearing from their peers, it's something else. But when you tell them, there's danger, 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, you're saving your kids.
But I've always looked at, like, if I expose my son to these things, what if he goes, tries them out? Maybe that was my fear. That is why I disagreed about teaching him, introducing him to sex at an early age.
Your next statement is, my child understands that there is more to sex than the physical aspects. It's time to choose your lane.
Whoa. Clear divide, yeah?
Golden Cooper is long for this one. Hold on a second, I'm coming. Yes, I think that my child understands that there's more to sex because it's something that we speak about. I always teach him that it's not just physical, but it's spiritual.
Yeah, I think also as they grow older, like now my son, because he has seen his friends impregnate girls, so he knows that there's more than that. You can impregnate a girl, you can become a father at a very young age, you can get diseases, you know, you're exposed to all these things. So yeah, they know. But then it escalates with age. Yes.
I think about myself when I speak to my daughter, because she's a reflection of me in some kind of way. There's a sense of self that you lose after sex, especially because you don't really understand what you're doing. You know, when you come out of the act, you feel differently, and it can be confusing when you don't really actually know, when you're not old enough, when you don't have a sense of identity.
It seems like there's like a gender divide type of going. Why do you boys feel like, nah?
My kids, they don't really understand it. As my sister said, that sex is not all about just having fun. There's a lot of things that are involved there. I understand it. I try to teach him, but outside they are telling him that this is fun, this is what. If you are not doing this,
but you are
not
a
a man.
Your child's
so
life.
That's why I'm saying that you are not a man, because now a lot of things they get it from outside. But when I'm trying to explain to him that sex is about 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like
he doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand. It's something that I think even at schools they need to be educated about.
Can I interject there? You know, I studied during the time when LO was introduced. Trust me, that subject didn't do anything for me. It did not educate me in a way that it was supposed to educate me.
I don't know, but maybe with girls, if you're raising a girl, maybe it's different. But from boys' side, I've got 3 boys and 1 girl.
I'm raising a boy.
You know, with boys, it's something else. But with a girl, I don't know how to speak about it because I don't know the physical parts when it comes to the body changes and everything. But with boys, I know. And I can see that when I'm talking to them about this thing, it's like, Baba,
like ukuthetha nabantwana ne uhlale nabo kodwa into endifuna ukuthi ndicindezele ukuthi thina singabazali must take a action ukuthi sibafundise abantwana bethu, like for example ngibe positive, HIV positive at the age of 20 years. I was nearly to commit a suicide. So I was listening ForeverWena on that day, Mamu uKwekana. So athi no matter ukobuphi ubunzima, lo ungazami ukuzibulala, this is your chance to commit with God. I was like, no man, utsho ukuthi lo muntu uyanibona. Nathatha yonke lonto leyo nahamba nayo ilahla. So mangibuya realize ingqondo ukuthi okay, it's not the end of the life, but it's the beginning of the life. So that is why it's very important singabazali sizame no matter ukuthi kunzima kangakanani sibe open abantwana bethu.
So mama, we need to take out would you say ukuthi ukhulisa abantwana nge-HIV status sakho kukusizile ukuprepare ukuthi ubakhulise ngendlela right ene because
yebo kunjalo bhuti wami because ngifumene mina ndingenalwazi but bona banolwazi so everything abayenzayo bayenza beyazi ukuthi ngayithola lokhu ngathola lokhu.
Your next statement is, my child can talk to me about anything even if it makes me feel uncomfortable. It's time to choose your lane.
Ngiyavuma nje impela ukuthi my child can speak with me with anything that she or he feels that he can ask me, because really, as I said in the beginning, that I grew up, when I was growing up, it was only my mom, and we didn't have much of conversation at home. And sometimes when I look at things now, I wish I had someone that could talk to me, that could tell me, when you go to this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do. And I think now these children now, they know everything, and they are open to anything. So if they ask me, I believe that as a parent, I need to sit down and say, my boy, yes, you are right. My boy, no, you are wrong.
I would agree that my children can speak to me about anything, even if it's uncomfortable for me. For me, an easy way to deal with it is just to take out the phone and say, let's see what Google says about it, you know?
I think for me, this is particularly important because I come from a home where the conversation was always very one-sided. It was always very much my parents reprimanding me. I always felt like I never had a voice. And so I created that culture with my daughter where I want her to know that she has autonomy to speak to me. She can say things that are uncomfortable. We actually have this conversation in the car. I think I call them car chats. I ask her how she is, how she's feeling.
Yes.
Is there anything that happened this week she wants to tell me about? I've intentionally done it because I didn't have it when I was young. Yeah. So I think it's very important for us to give our kids a voice.
You know what? For me, I decided that with my son, I'm not going to put him in an awkward situation where he has to ask something from me. So I educate him just in general. I always want to find out whether he has a girlfriend, because I can be a grandmother anytime soon, and I'm only 33.
I relate with my sister because when we were growing up in the 80s, you didn't have much say. The parents had to say everything, and most of the things that you learned, especially about sexuality and everything, we learned them from school or from peer pressure, you know, from your peers. And then now with these children, the generation 2000, they are very outspoken. They'll come and ask you, Mommy, I heard this and this, I heard from my neighbor, or, you know, because they're exposed to so many things. So for me, I always choose to let my son have an open talk with me. And what we agree on. What we disagree on, or we agree to disagree. Either way,
So would you guys, you know, hand your children protection, like condoms, for example?
I have.
Oh, yes. I would. I want the best for him.
Like whenever he's ready to do it, he knows that it's there.
Do you agree? Do you guys agree on doing that? Actually, do you guys are you guys for giving your children protection?
Yes,
I am.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're very quiet. Not to change my lane.
I don't want to change lanes. I know it's the right thing to do, but a part of me is like, I don't want you to have sex to begin with. I know it's not right. I know it's not right. And I'm saying this out loud. I know it's not right. I know it's what I'm supposed to do, but I would rather she wait. I remember we had a conversation a few days ago, and I said to her, in the future, there's so much sex. Okay, I'm 35. There is an abundance of it. You can wait.
Saved by the bell. Your next statement is, I need to set my child's boundaries for them. It's time, Manj, to choose your lane.
Ya kubalekile ukuthi umntana umnikeze umthetho kanye imiqathango ukwenzela into kokubana kusasa ayazi okay like yenze ukuthi umntana ahambe angalazi ixesha lokubuya endlini. So it's very important ukuthi funeka yazi ukuthi if unihambile fanele nibuye ngesikhathi esiso. So it's very important futhi ukuthi about life ukuthi life injani. Umzekelo like unzothini about sex. So it's very important uyazi ukuthi okay mntanami la angifuni ukuthi ube pregnant at early age. Lana angifuni ukuthi ube ukhona ukuthola izifo ezisulelayo. So lama boundaries, I think, is very important.
No. If I set boundaries for him and he doesn't have a backbone, then I'm raising someone who, when they turn 20, they turn 30, 40, 50, they still be relying on me. I'm trying to raise a man that's gonna be independent and go live life out there without me. I don't want him to rely on me for such things. I want him to be able to make his own decisions.
It also goes with the age. Yeah. As a child grows up, you realize that,
true.
like my son is already working. There are things that I cannot tell him. He'll tell me, Mommy, I had a client. Okay. And I've always told him, come home early. He'll say, I had a client. And I don't know if it's true. So at some age, it is good, and it's possible. But at some age, there's an age that you get with your child and you find that you cannot do it. So for now, I'm neutral about it.
No.
I did it.
No, I think I totally disagree about that, because now my child has to have that freedom of understanding things through their own experience. Because now it will be history repeating itself when I'm setting boundaries from him. It's what my mother used to do to me. And sometimes I feel like if my mom didn't say to me this, I would have stepped 1, 2, 3. But now because I was like put in a corner.
So let me throw a spanner in the works then. Do you agree that it's fine if a kid comes to you and says, Mommy, I want to go on PrEP. Mama, these are the type of condoms I like. I'm allergic to this and that and that.
Definitely.
Yes. For me, it's all about autonomy. I'm very passionate about it because I never felt like my life belonged to me.
Yeah.
And I think when my mother listens to this episode, she'll be very unhappy, but she'll be fine. I want my daughter to feel like her life belongs to her. And for me, it's not even about age. My daughter's 12, and she knows that this is her life, this is her voice, this is her body. She has autonomy over it. She has the right to choose when to do things and how and what. I want her to understand and have that feeling of my life belongs to me.
I'm still staying here. Like, ukuthi umntana ena 6 years umyeke ungamazi ukuthi uphi for ixesha elide and then like abuye ebusuku bapha phandle kunama rape kunama trafficking, human trafficking, etc. So it's very important ukuthi umntana no matter uyeqa lo ma rules wakho but ayazi ukuthi ekhaya umama kayifunile utata kayifunile. So it's very important ukuthi abantwana bawazi ama rules asendlini there.
Every child has to have ama guidelines, but ultimately uzomenzela ama-boundaries nanguwe nozodecide uba kwenzakalani into umntana wakho's life. Exactly.
I feel that if we're setting boundaries for children, it's almost as you're challenging them now to go for it. It's like you are not allowed to smoke. Then they go smoke skellum in the back. So maybe I am in the wrong lane. But then on the other hand, for example, if you have daughters and they are 15 years old, am I going to allow them for a sleepover for a weekend at a friend's place? So I would think there I would set boundaries and say like, sorry, no sleepovers, you know. Your friends can come and sleep over in this house, but the daughter's not sleeping out.
Then I think you're still neutral.
Do you guys think the boundaries are different for a boy child as compared to a girl child?
Definitely.
No.
I would say. Yeah?
I heard different answers. Can I hear from you?
I think no. And I think that's where the problem starts. We are raising a society of people or children that have different expectations because of how they were raised. Boys are given leeway to go wherever they want, whatever time they want. They don't have chores. And then the girls must be home on time. They have a curfew. They mustn't sleep with... Their lives are more stricter. And what happens when we grow up and then we become adults? Now we have all these two people that are a problem. Mina, I'm a man. And then you can't tell me what to do. I'm the boss of this house. And then she must be timid, she must be quiet, you understand? And it's a problem. Now you are married, this one is sloppy. You must pick up his pants because he never will build. It's a problem when we grow up. Yes.
Your next statement is, I will go through and monitor my child's phone, even their search history. It's time to choose your lane.
I'm totally neutral with this one. Because on the other hand, I bought this phone for him, not for myself. Then he must do whatever that he wants to do. He wants to do with it. But on the other hand, I'm saying, yes, I need to search so that I can know what is happening. But I'm neutral in this one.
Yeah, I think also, you know what makes it tough? These people are smart, they're sneaky. They can hide things, they can create They can clear catch. It's too much work. I'm staying here. It's too, yeah.
I would say it's a dangerous world out there, and you can do it in conjunction with your kids and say, come, let's do a search on your phone, but they don't know that you're actually going to go into the history and everything. As soon as they want to come, okay, let's grab the phone, let's take it away, oh, okay, what's going on here? Here's something here that shouldn't be done. But then also on the other hand, it's privacy, Do you respect the privacy of their phone? But for me, it's again age appropriate.
I still disagree because these children are always a step ahead of us.
Yeah.
I can tell you as a fact, I have tried it even at the age of 7, and he just beat me at my game.
You can. I mean, put your whatever that you call it.
Password.
Put your password in
guidance.
But he will take your phone and then open it. You never told him about your password. I'm telling you about a 7-year-old child will just see and say, this petty, then there are other things that they can hide from you.
Yeah, it's very important to check if on yomntanakho like and umntanam lo ona 16 ngaseta ngazi ukuthi parental watchwathi ukuthi maka download something iya report ku email yami ukuthi ngiyavuma na or no.
But as I'm neutral, I'm going to stay neutral in this, because when your child wants you to find out something from their phone, they'll let you to do that. And if they don't want you to find what they were busy searching about, they'll delete.
The chat history.
Yeah, also, like, I don't like going to people's phones. I have a history and trauma. Too. I don't like going to people. I don't go through my daughter's phone. No.
But being neutral means you would go through it because you are 50-50.
I would not. I have never. She has a phone. I've never gone through. No.
So which means you are supposed to be.
No, I still want to be here. I don't even have points to support here. Yeah. I want to be neutral. It's fine.
Your next statement is, there is a difference between sexual health education for boys and for girls. It's time to choose your lane.
I also feel the same.
Thinking about it, I disagree that the education should be different, because in the end, you're going to have two different people ending up that's been educated in different ways. So one might know something that the other one doesn't know. So I think it should be exactly the same education so both can understand. It will also teach boy children that girls are different. Their plumbing is different than boys, and they are more fragile in other ways.
I think neutral. Neutral because both genders go through different experiences, like when it comes to their body developing and maturing. So I don't think that I would have a conversation that will be the same to my girl child and my boy child. No. I think I would be, hey, Andaz.
It is totally different. It must be different, because now, as you spoke about the body and everything, it's not the same.
I'm moving.
From girls and to boys, because sometimes for a boy, it's something else, but for a girl child, at the age of 8 years, when she experienced periods and everything, then she started getting much older than a boy. Girls, they grow up faster than boys, Yes. So with girls, you need to sit down at the early stage. As soon as she experiences that blood coming out, then you must start saying, my child, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yet the boy at the age of 12, he knows nothing what is happening to me and everything.
Don't you think you should teach boys also so that they know what girls are going through and not just be ignorant and uninformed about it?
But at the end of the day, what is he going to
do with the information?
Do with that information, yeah.
Because like boys go through circumcision, and it is very important to like in our African culture, it's an initiation into maturity. So for boys, they really need to learn about it to say that there are things that you're expected to do now that you are a man. When it comes to a girl, when you talk about things like experiencing the menstruation period, the girls need to know about hygiene, which sometimes boys will shy out about. Even if it's a sister and a brother, I've seen it in a family where the brother was like, I don't want to be involved in this, and starts looking at the sister in a funny way. So for me, I agree that the talk must be different.
You still changed lane, my sister. Me, I want to know, what made you switch up.
I realized that the talk should be different, because also when it comes to pregnancy, girls are the ones that are pregnant and they experience all of those changes in their body, while boys do not experience such things. So why would the talk be the same for the person that's not going to even experience that? Like, what, as my boy child, what can I tell you about what? Menstruation or something.
At least it's going to give him an understanding why.
Why should I?
Why she's angry at you now. It's like, you did this to me. when the girlfriend is pregnant.
With a girl, she's 8 years old. At any time she can become pregnant. But with a boy, 8 years old, I mean.
So wait, I just want to add a spanner, into the works regarding consent. Do you teach them the same? Are they in the same room? Is it the right age? Because consent should be for everyone, isn't it?
Yes.
So what do you guys say?
This is important for me specifically because I'm a woman. I've had many instances where I'm in that situation and I have not given consent. It's important that we have these conversations because that's where the lines get blurry. Because someone is your girlfriend and boyfriend, it does not automatically give you consent to sleep with them. Even if you are naked, it's important to us to tell our kids that even if you are 2 minutes from the egg to say, you know what, I'm not ready to do this anymore.
As a rape survivor, I definitely, it's number one for me to make sure, I tell my son, I'm like, don't you ever touch a woman in any way if they did not consent to that. Do not think, do not make your mind up or like run into conclusion. Allow them out to make the statement.
Yeah, they need to understand
don't get close.
No.
Yeah, no is like the heat of the moment.
That's very important.
Even like she said, at the last minute, if it's a no, I changed my mind, you need to respect that. So.
So Babugile Makaya, siyabonga kakhulu for tuning in today on this episode of ours. Siyabonga Ustroine, and it's very important. As we heard my people here, we had some amazing and deep conversations, and then now you can be part of the conversation by engaging with us. Talk to us. If you need more information, make sure that you head on over to ForeverWena.co.za. Kune chatbot ongakhuluma na lapha so that you can have more information. But from myself and my beautiful team here, God bless and goodbye. Assisting ForeverWena.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Mpumeza and I am an OB-GYN sexologist. Ooh, the parents one was a tough one. As a parent, I know how difficult it can be to kind of think when to talk to your children about sexual health, what information do you give? But here's the thing, you are the most safest place for your children. And parents don't always know everything, and that is okay. That's why we have places like ForeverWena website where you can get all the information as a parent so that you teach accurate information as opposed to your children going out there and being taught by other people.